Hey guys, Vigoman here, and welcome back to another episode from Osterham. If you're new here, Osterham is a massive project where we're building this realistic medieval Minecraft city, supposed to be the capital of the Kingdom of Galia. Over time we will eventually finish this city, which is gonna be amazing, and then we'll move on to bigger and better projects all over the continent that we're building called Ushea. And my idea is to bring you guys along with me, so allowing you to come with ideas, feedback, suggestions, inspiration, creating lore together with me and kind of forming this wonderful world all together, which is amazing. So if you have ideas for what we should build, leave a comment down below or even join my Discord and leave it in the lore suggestion. In today's episode we are expanding the city with 4 more buildings and building the surrounding areas for them, including 4 diagonal buildings, which is always super complicated. So hope that you will see some new ideas here and kind of get inspired to try your own diagonal buildings today. But I'm very happy with the way it turned out. It kind of encloses this backyard area where we have farms and some production industrial area, but we're also building a barracks where we have fighting grounds, archery ranges, prison and all that sort of stuff, just really capturing that Osterham vibe that we're trying to create. And I'm very happy with what we have done so far. Welcome to the first person tour part of today's video, where I show you what we have built in the time-lapse and take you for a little tour of the details and the interiors and kind of the things that's been added after the time-lapse ended. Because yeah, I always spend a lot of time just like tuning things just to make things look a little bit better, like adding small details, moving windows, moving details, adding some gradients and texturing and stuff like that. So let's open up the map and take a look at what we have been building today. We've been working on this western section here, just south of the gate, the western gate, and just like south of the temple on the hill here, where we have the barracks, one of 2 barracks within the city itself, and then we have a Fletcher here. We have a brewery, which is pretty cool, and then we built a carpentry, and that's connected with 2 buildings we did a little while back, and it's all built on different angles, making this area look really cool, and just adds a nice organic shape which makes the city look alive, in my opinion. So adding diagonals is a pain, but it takes your build to the next level, so really advise experimenting with it. It's going to take you a little while to get the hang of it, but once you kind of figure out how to play with the diagonals, it changes everything, sort of. So let's move over here to the barracks and take a look at what we have built. I love this design here. This was built on a live stream, my comeback live stream, I guess you could call it, where we built this here. It was a lot of fun. So if you haven't seen my Twitch, there's a link down below in the description. You can follow me there, and I do occasionally stream. I'm trying to be more frequent with it now. I've been really lacking the last 2 years, so follow me on Twitch so you'll get notified. And also I notify you everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Discord, wherever. But yeah, please follow me there. This building here is built adjacent to the gatehouse here, which we built a long time ago now. It has its own like private walled off section behind here for the soldiers and the guards. So where we have archery ranges here, where you aim on these things. We have some sitting areas. We also have this practice dolls where you can practice your sword fighting. And some balconies and all of that, and that's connected to one of the towers, the battle towers, for the outside wall here, which is really awesome. I'm really happy with the design of this. It looks kind of robust in a way, but it has some nice like these gothic features which we've been using all over the city, so I think it really does fit. Before we take a look at the interior, which I'm very happy about, I just want to show you quickly the basement, which you access from this alley here. Of course we have a gate here to kind of close it off, but then we have this little area here which takes us downstairs into the underground area where we have some storage. Look at that, here we have some barrels of possibly ale, to make sure that the guards aren't thirsty. And then in here we have like a little weapon storage for extra weapons like swords, spears, arrows, all that sort of stuff. And then we come in here where we have the prison cells or the dungeons. So we have one cell over here, we have another one here, and then we have two more. It's quite dark in here, but I guess you could possibly see it. It's not a place you really light up, because why would you? They're prisoners, they're here to suffer. At least in Osterham they are. So yeah, that's the basement, which is really cool. Now, let's move over to the front. I want to show you the interior. I'm very, very happy with the way this turned out. So we have this porch area here, which goes in. And then we come into this hallway. Everything is a little wonky. It's built on a diagonal, slight diagonal, so all the rooms are going to be a little weird, but we'll make do. So we come in, we have a nice hallway here. Nice and open spaces taking you upstairs. In here we have like a little lounge area, which then leads into the kitchen. So in here we have a big kitchen where they will prepare all sorts of food for the guards. A big oven here, and yeah, areas to prepare the food. Here we have a staircase which takes us around and up and then straight into the feast hall. We can go down here again, and there's another like main walkway, which is so this here is used by mainly like the cooks and stuff for bringing up the food. But here we have the main stairway. From here we can actually go around. We have a little hallway here again. It's very nicely decorated in here, I think. But then we come back here to the back alley here for the fighting and stuff. We can continue up here where we get to a little open area with a fireplace to keep it warm. And this goes straight into the tower, the battle tower. So we can get up here, and where we have arrows and all that sort of stuff. And from here we can actually access straight onto the walls, which needs some revamping, but we're going to get to that eventually. But that's cool. And then there's like all sorts of stuff in here. So we have lounges here, like just open hallways for the people to be. But then we have the feast hall in here as well. Yeah, nothing too fancy, but it works. And we can also take the stair here, which goes up, where we have like sleeping quarters and the private areas for the guards. So here we have like bedrooms, bunk beds like that. And we just kind of fill the rest of the building with that sort of stuff. Next to the barracks, we have a Fletcher, which makes sense because you need a lot of arrows in the barracks here. So having that adjacent is really, really awesome here. What's really cool here, I love this overhanging bit here, which leads into the building itself. And from here we can get into the shop, where we have, buying arrows like a Fletcher shop area. Very simple. But this then goes back here to the backyard, which is just awesome. I'm so happy to show you this. But before we get on with that, we have like a little workshop area for the Fletcher here to make the arrows and that sort of stuff. And there's a little private farm in here as well for this is beans currently growing here, but just for a little bit of additional food. And then there's a little like chilling area here for just enjoying some beer with his wife or something. And then a wonderful beech tree. But one of the things I really love about this this back alley here is the way it looks with the different section areas where we have, so we have the Fletcher here. Then we have the brewery, which you can see is also like sectioned off like that. And then we have the carpentry, which is also sectioned off. And it just creates a really lively atmosphere. Next up is the brewery, which is next to the Fletcher. It's a bigger building, and I love this building here. It's a timbered looking building with some white and then brick down here. Very happy with this gate design here, or this opening here, which kind of takes us from the main street to the back area here. And then from here there's also another gate which takes us up. But let's check out the brewery first. This is something that interests me as I'm a home brewer myself. So playing around with the design here. Oh, there's a floaty grass thing here. Whoa, there we go. It's fun just playing around with this. Kind of imagining how I would do it myself. We have a well in here. This area here is like the area where Osterham is very moist, so there's a lot of groundwater. But this here we get some nice groundwater from the well, which they use to brew. We have this big kiln here for first heating up the water to mesh, and then we could also boil it here, which is pretty cool, like a big clay pot in here. In the back here we have the waste, so this is where you'd throw in the used grain and the used hops and other things. So we have like a container here, and then just like another like waste area for broken barrels and things you're not using anymore. Just a nice little addition there. And here we have a cart that's bringing out some freshly tapped beer, which is going to be amazing. So it's bringing that out of here, and then in here is like here we have the big tanks for fermentation, which is awesome. We have 3 massive tanks. We have areas here where we are kind of experimenting with the yeast and hops, spices and all that sort of stuff. And then, yeah, some workshop areas like that. And around the back here we have a staircase which takes us down below to the buttery, where we have the storage for all the beer in the barrels, which is very cool. It's very dark in here. It's I don't want to bring a light in here just for the atmosphere. It's supposed to be dark in here. You don't want to expose your brew for with light. So yeah, it's supposed to be dark in here. So that's the buttery here, or the beer cellar. Then let's go back to the street here. We can go up this little staircase here, and then go straight into the house for the brewer. So in here we have like the living room, like a lounge area. This is probably where they would be doing some tasting of beer and all that sort of stuff. And then in here we have the dining room. Very fancy looking. I always try to find a balance between just medieval normal houses, but then also adding that extra spice of poshness, because it is like the inner city of the capital of the kingdom. So it would make sense that the most people living here would be above average wealthy. And then here we have the kitchen. From here we can go around, we can go further up like this, and we have bedrooms and all that sort of stuff as well. So here we have a big bedroom and yeah, basically all that sort of stuff. I do believe there is, I think this is an apartment for like an apprentice brewer. So we have a little kitchen area, a small area like an alcove to sleep in, and then yeah, washing area and that sort of stuff. And I believe there might be another apartment up here, is there? Yes, look at that. There's another like a little fire or like oven here, kitchen, and I believe this is bigger bed, bigger private areas. This is actually pretty cozy. I love this. And then back here is some storage. So yeah, there's like 2 apartments for the apprentices of the brewer in here, and also the family itself. And then lastly, we have the carpentry, which is built here on the opposite side, and you can see there's going to be like a big street going in the back here, just straight ahead to that. This was also built on a stream, which was fun. We played around with this tower design for a long time, but I think it looks awesome. Again, here we have this, what do you call that? Tunnel? I guess we really didn't figure it out, but like a way to get through to the opposite side here, to the carpentry, where we have some private farms. We have an area to do some sawing of wood and preparing planks and things, and then the workshop itself in here. The idea is that this carpenter here is more of a detail person, so he does like finer carpentry, finer chairs and that sort of stuff. So he will be less volume, better quality sort of deal. So this is his workshop in the back here. We have some planks and sticks and all that sort of stuff, which is cool. And then from here we can get into the inside. We have like a little lower area here, but this is kind of just like taking you to the staircase, which goes up, where we have the living room or the dining room here. Pretty cozy, big window, all that sort of stuff. And then the kitchen in the back here, pretty fancy. From here we have the master bedroom and all that sort of stuff. Pretty cool. And this one, I like this one here. A small exit to like an open balcony thing. So here we have an area to sit and drink some beer, and you could look at the brewery over here, which will be fun just looking at whatever happens. I bet the smell could be pretty amazing here as well. And then we have a Kama table, which is like the made-up game that these people play. We've done it a couple other places around the city, so it's like a chess variant thing built on a hexagonal board, which is pretty cool. And that is it for today's episode. I quickly want to mention that I will be taking a short break from this project, just do a little building somewhere else, just to kind of get my mind inspired again. It's pretty heavy duty working on a big project like this just for a week on, and just kind of continue adding houses. So I want to do a little different project, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be amazing. I'm so inspired for that. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 episodes about that before we move back to this place. I hope that's okay, guys. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack the like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.